Hey everybody, Wolfie here. You know, I recorded this really long-winded and not even remotely interesting video yesterday. It was almost 45 minutes long. And you're never going to see it because I went back and played it and it sucked ass. I really rambled way more than I should have. It was not interesting in the slightest. I tried to be interesting, but it didn't work out. I'm still going to link an interesting video in the description down there, though. I did reference this yesterday, and then I went and basically tried to repeat its message, and I completely butchered it. The video is called "Don't Talk to the Police," and it's a 45-minute lecture. It's a class session that they decided to record and put on the internet, and half of it is by a criminal defense attorney turned professor, who explains, I think it's either 7 or 8 different reasons why lawyers should always tell their clients never to talk to the police under any circumstances. And a lot of it might be counterintuitive and might surprise you, but as it turns out, you can give completely truthful information, not get any detail wrong, and give only the basic bare minimum information you have to satisfy a cop's question, and they can still find ways to crucify you with it in court if they decide to go after you. So, you know, if you ever get arrested or if they call you down to the precinct for questioning, say no. And if they arrest you and force you to sit in one of those little interview rooms, don't answer their questions. Just tell them, I'm exercising my right to remain silent and I need to speak to an attorney. That's all you should ever say. Period. Nothing else. If they, ask you if you're hungry or thirsty, then sure, you can answer that question. But if you have to take a leak, tell them. If you're not under arrest, but you were stupid enough to go into one of those interview rooms, never forget that you're free to stand up and walk out anytime you want. Unless you're under arrest or being detained, they can't stop you. They're not going to. But anyway, no, the second half of the video was featured a 20-plus year veteran of a police department, police investigator, whatever, and he had done. By the point he recorded this, he had done over 1,000 interviews for felonies and over 2,500 interviews for misdemeanors, and the first thing he says when he gets up is, everything that lawyer just said, completely true. And he goes on to describe how the different techniques in an interview, or an interrogation really, how they work, and the different tricks they'll use to get a confession out of the people they're interrogating. And so he gives the other view, the other side perspective of how talking to the police can do nothing but hurt you. So anyway, yeah, I'll link that in the description. It's a fascinating video, and the takeaway from it, it's really in the title, Don't Talk to the Police. And that's not to say that police are bad. I'm not on board with that idea. I think defunding the police is a retarded idea. When you defang the police, you get Portland, and nobody wants to be Portland. But I do think that when they're going to prosecute somebody, when they're going to go after somebody, they need to do it within the framework of the law. And part of that framework in America is that you cannot be compelled to be a witness against yourself at your own trial. That's the Fifth Amendment. And there's, the Fourth Amendment protects you from unlawful search and seizure. Cops can't just barge into your house uninvited. They have to have a warrant. Or they have to manufacture probable cause, which is surprisingly hard to do when it comes to straight up breaking into someone's home without a warrant. So that doesn't actually happen all that often. And when it does, they usually eat shit for it. But then of course, the First Amendment is the other important one when it comes to dealing with the police, and that's your freedom of speech. And, it enumerates the right, it acknowledges and recognizes the basic human right that exists. That's an important distinction, by the way. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, the First Amendment says that you can say whatever the fuck you want and not be punished by the government for it. You have the right to say what you want, to speak your mind. It doesn't say the words, but it also means that you are free not to speak. And so that leans on the Fifth Amendment. Well, the Fifth Amendment leans on that in asserting that you can never be forced or compelled to testify against yourself. And so it's the same in those little interview rooms where, they've got the two cops sitting in chairs and they're looking at you, doing whatever mind games they do to try to squeeze a confession out of you. You don't have to say shit. So don't. Anyway, watch the video. It's fascinating. Good shit. So this is the furthest I've gone away from my house in weeks. I'm on the way to Costco. Haven't been there for months. I don't think that's not true. I've gone one time with my compliance cushion. So I remember having to go back to my car to get the stupid thing because the Costco's real tarded about this. But yeah, it's funny. I have an executive level membership, which costs $110 a year, which is twice the cost of the basic gold membership level. Gold member just lets you go shop at Costco. The executive level gives you a bunch of shit you never use, but it also gives you 2% cash back on everything you buy at Costco, including gas, which is kind of neat. And at the end, and it comes in the form of basically a gift card for Costco at the end of each year. So when your membership comes due to renew, along with your renewal notice, they send you a certificate. Say, hey, here's cash. Here's your 2%. And people make the mistake that, to think, oh, if I don't get at least $110 cash back, then the executive membership isn't worth it. That's not true. All you have to do is hit $55, which is the price of the basic membership. And if you get at least that cash back at the end of the year, you haven't paid anything more than the basic membership. Because the bump to executive is another $55. You break even. If you get anything more than $55 back, well, that's paid for your basic membership and and some part of the executive membership. So in other words, the cost of going to Costco drops to less than $55 a year. And that's if you buy stuff at Costco on a regular basis. I kind of haven't this year since Nicole left. I've only needed to go once. And I think that was just for energy drinks, which I'm no longer drinking. Or energy shots, rather. I don't take those anymore. It's amazing how much better my sleep has been when I'm not pumping myself full of frickin' caffeine. But yeah, so I haven't gone since. I've only been there one time since she took off. And this is the funniest thing. I'm going to buy toilet paper. That's all I need. I'm probably going to look around, find an excuse to spend, I've got like $65 from my 2% cash back, burning a hole in my pocket. And it's too early to renew yet. Their registers won't let me. I'd have to go to customer service and do all that shit. And I don't want to, because I'm lazy. And it's not time yet. But, yeah, so I got to figure out, maybe find something to spend $65 on or whatever. But the funny thing about the toilet paper is that so I had one big, bulk size package of toilet paper from Costco. It was the name brand, but I'm not doing that shit anymore. I'm not picky. I'll go with store brand this time. But yeah, so I had one big container or one package of name brand bulk toilet paper. I think it was Charmin or something. Well, when Nicole left, she decided that she was going to take half of it for whatever fucking reason. I don't know why. That was one of the things she just had to have. But she left me with half, which was very nice of her. Stupid. But I just now started to run out. It's been 3 fucking months. It's been 3.5 months with it just me. So it's got me wondering, and I legitimately don't know the answer to this question, and I'm almost thinking I don't want to know. What the hell's she doing with all that toilet paper? We used to buy a big old thing of it like once a month, and I had half of one of those left, and it lasted for 3 months. So I was clearly not using most of it. I think I use a third of a case every month. So she was using 2/3 of a case every month. What for? What was she doing? Holy shit. I'm not going to ask her. I don't want to fucking know. I mean, I don't want to talk to her anyway. But any women out there watching? I know, fat chance. But yeah, if there's any women out there watching, can you tell me what the hell women do with toilet paper that makes them burn through so much of it? I have an idea. It has to do with the fact that men can aim when they urinate and women can't. And it all kind of, ends up coming out near the same place. So maybe they have to wipe when they urinate. So, okay, that makes sense. But that much? That much toilet paper in a month? Still seems a bit wild to me. But yeah, so that's a kind of curiosity that, as George Carlin would say, these are the kinds of things I would think about when I'm all alone at home and the power goes out. Yeah, so that's the big mystery of the day for Wolfie. Now I've got some excitement coming up tomorrow. Good excitement. Hopefully leading to more good excitement. And yeah, if all goes well tomorrow, then I'm going to have a very good year. Then things are going to be very comfortable and happy. And yeah, so, I don't really have to prepare much for it. Apart from lots of reading and a bit of practice and calming my nerves, that sort of thing. Probably gives you some idea what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Hey, look at that. There's a parking spot right up front. Wait. No, I'll take it. Gimme. Wow, this place is busy. Hey, another spot opened up. Thanks, dude. I'm going to yoink right in here. Yoink. All right, guys. I'm going to press, the phone will fuck up if I hit pause because it's stupid. But I'll stop the recording and I'll resume my rant when I'm done with this adventure in Costco. Wish me luck, guys. All right, mission accomplished. Can take off my CO2 concentrator. And now I can go back home. Away from these crazy people. Nah, actually, it was uneventful in the Costco today. It's trivially easy to find a way to spend $64 in a Costco, just saying. I got toilet paper, paper towels, some pizzas, good because, goddammit, I should probably eat a little. Got a nice big brick of cheese, some milk. Mac and cheese was on sale, so boom! Probably take me a year to go through that much, but whatever. And of course, the big star, the acquisition I'm most proud of, big ass watermelon. But for some reason it amuses me, so here we are. Car, it is hot. Make it not hot. Okay, good. It's getting there. This security theater, yet again, with this Chinese flu. Costco, like I said a minute ago, is very performative about this. They've done all the things you're supposed to do. They put those little stickers on the floor so that you know to stay 6 feet away from each other when you're waiting in the checkout line. You hand them your membership card because they have to scan it physically. You hand it to them with your hand. And they take it with their ungloved hand. And then they pass it over a scanner, which has been touched by thousands and thousands of different items that have been manhandled by employees and customers and kids. And, they'll help you load and unload your cart. Meaning they're touching all the shit that you touched. And handling your cart, which you've had your death grip on for between 20 and 30 minutes while you're walking around the store with your... Stop that, you! Watermelon's partying back there. Yeah, rolling around the store for 20, 30 minutes with your shopping cart. And the handle's been piling up all your dirty germs. It's just crazy. It doesn't do any good. None of it does. Because there are just so many vectors that don't get covered by a stupid face mask. Oh, yeah, and the other thing about the obedience scarf, there's this fun fact about when you cover your nose and mouth, you end up rebreathing air that's already been in your lungs for a while. And that it doesn't become lethal or anything, but it does increase the amount of CO2 that you're drawing back into your lungs. So, when you're being an obedient little slave and wearing that, your conformance sleeve on your face, you could well be dropping your O2 sats down to 90%, maybe 88%, maybe as far down as 85%. And if you have compromised lung function, it's going to go even further down. And supposedly there are medical exemptions for the obedience tube requirement. Like if you actually have a medical condition that means you can't wear a mask, you're supposed to be exempt. But how do you prove that? And how do you prove that to a business? Because you know what they're going to do if you go to the door and say, hey, you're supposed to wear a mask. You can't come in here without a mask. Blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, no. I'm exempt. I have a medical thing. Well, you can't come in here without one. Blah, 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 blah. The doc says I don't have to wear a mask. No. Programming forbids me changing the rules. You can't come in. Just, what the hell do you do? I don't see them passing out cards saying, certified mask allergic or whatever. Or, something more appropriate like certified non-cuck. Able to breathe without the use of security theater. But, I don't know how people get around it. It doesn't look like they did in Costco. It's just silly. Doesn't do a thing. And I don't know. The funny thing is I had a doctor's appointment 2 days ago, and it was supposed to be an in-person visit, but they called on Friday and said, hey, we're going to have to reschedule that, or you can do a virtual meeting or virtual visit at the same time you were scheduled. And I was like, I just need new drug refills, so sure, I'll do virtual, why not? So we did that, and it turned out the reason my doctor couldn't see me in person was that he'd been exposed to a patient with Chinese flu. So, yeah, they apparently go into panic mode and keep the doctor at home, which is kind of nice, but still, he tested negative twice, and they're waiting for a third test to come back, so they're really thorough with medical providers. I guess that's good. But it's still just ludicrous. It doesn't kill. It kills like 1 in 10,000. You've got to roll a really hard one to die from Wu flu. What are you doing? Sorry for that pause. I was trying to judge someone's intent. straddling the lanes and looking like he was going to cut in front of me. He didn't. He's sucking someone else's bumper now. But yeah, as far as the doctor's visit goes, here I, blog to the world, because why the hell not? HIPAA doesn't apply if you tell the world yourself, I have gonoserpihypholate. I'm kidding. No. No, gonosyphiherbalate. That's what he calls it. No, I don't have that. Nothing like that. Antibiotics will make it go away, I swear. Nothing out of the ordinary. Actually, they tested a bunch of stuff in my blood back on Saturday, and everything's normal, which is pretty awesome. Doctor's happy with my weight loss. All my numbers are normal now, instead of things being a little bit danger zone high. So, yeah, very good news. And sign that... I'm being attacked by a watermelon! The paper towel saved my life. Yeah, so, the medicines are all working. I did not need to be on that stupid-ass risperidone, which I recommend you avoid like the plague. If you ever have a doctor or a shrink suggest it, punch him in the face and leave. Find a better doctor. Right now the milk is ganging up on the watermelon. I also learned, walking around in that Costco, I really need new glasses. My vision has deteriorated on me this year. It's kind of a bummer. I do have an appointment with an optometrist. No, an ophthalmologist, rather. I get to see the surgeon that fixed my eyelids. And she will thoroughly and carefully examine my eyeballs. Because, yeah, there are halos around the traffic lights up there, and everything's blurry. I can read signs. Kinda. Stop that! Milk's having way too much fun back there. Oh, headlights. Should probably turn those on. It's getting dark. Ooh, there should be a t-shirt in the mail for me today. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. I may have to link him in the description too if I can't remember who he is. It's not Air Force 95. It's Air something 95. He does hilarious videos with Microsoft Flight Simulator. He does a perfect air traffic controller kind of shtick, and it's just great. Roger, Delta Lima 438, you are cleared to taxi on Juliet Bravo, hold short of whiskey, and be advised, 737 just crashed into the runway and is skidding way off the other end. When you take off, there may be some debris on the runway. Just, silly things like that. Because multiplayer flight sim never goes well. Barely anybody knows how to fly. You'll see hot air balloons doing 300 knots. People trying to go vertical in 777s. And it's chaos, and it's hilarious. But yeah, so the t-shirt, I actually bought some of his swag. And I forget which one it was, because there's a whole bunch, and I got one of his, it's one of his catchphrases. It wasn't approved as requested. It wasn't going vertical either. It was, God, I can't remember. I'll just add to this video at the end and show you the shirt when I get back in the office. So, because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't. Okay, anyway, I'm pulling up to the mail containment unit. So I'm going to cut this segment off here. Beep, 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 beep. And I'll be back in just a moment to show you the shirt. I know you guys think I'm nuts, so here's that nice cat that always hangs out here. There you go. You're a good boy. I'll bring you some food in just a minute, bud. Good cat. All right. What is... Wow, that doesn't look the same up there. That's actually dark instead of blue, which is weird. I don't understand. So, t-shirt time. One more grunt should do it. There we go. Oh, yes. Now I remember what I got. Yeah. Let's stand up so you can see. It says it's Flight Simulator Steam Edition. The crashing airplane. Good shit. And I'm gonna look that up right now since I'm talking. There's a YouTube. Oh, screw you, you tube of you. I'll find him. I hear you, cat. I don't care. Come on, where is it? It's not VAS Aviation. That's a good channel too, though. Why is it not gonna... I hate you, YouTube, so much. Okay. Air Force Proud 95. That's the guy. Air Force Proud 95. That's who I was trying to remember. Yeah, go check him out. That's what that shirt's from. It's utterly hilarious. Especially the ATC stuff. I definitely recommend that. All right, well, I'm sweating like a pig, so I'm going to go shower and get all cleaned up and shiny for tomorrow. And, yeah, hope this weekend coming up, if I don't post a video tomorrow, more... yeah, Fire Emblem, 3 Houses. Gonna continue that very fun game. Full of innuendo, and I'm enjoying every second of it. So, that's it for me for the night, guys. Have yourself a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you next time.